All right, let's start, guys. Hope everyone's well today. We'll do our yoga and get on with our day. Let's actually start seated at the top of the mat. If you need a little block or something to elevate yourself, that's fine. Just cross the legs. Yep. When you do sit on a block in a meditation seat, just so you know, you want your seat higher than your knees. So your knees kind of drop down. Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah. Sit up nice and tall. Mm-hmm. You can have your hands resting on the tops of the thighs. Just make a connection right now. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so drop the knees down, guys. So when you sit, I'll demonstrate with Jody's block here, or someone's block. The knees drop down. So it's more like this. Yeah. Sit up nice and tall. Just feel. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Connect to your breath. So whatever it is that you have going on, if you have nothing going on, good for you. You have nothing to drop, right? So, hey, listen, some of us live our lives and don't carry any baggage. That's great. We need to learn from you. But most of us, carry around stuff with us ourselves. So just let it go. Just let it go. It will be there when you're done. Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose to the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose to the back of the throat. With your eyes closed, just switch the cross of the leg because we do favor, and it seems subtle and insignificant, but we want to just keep some balance and symmetry in our body. Yep. And regroup. The opportunity to be still is truly a gift. So if you feel like you're fidgeting from the inside out, your mind is racing, that is not uncommon, but give yourself the opportunity just to arrive on your mat. Slow, steady inhales, slow, steady exhales. You're going to try to use that breath as you move through the practice this morning. A couple more. Good. Blink the eyes open. Good. Take the hands behind the head just like this. The elbows nice and open. Yeah, for some reason this doesn't feel great on the shoulder. Just kind of create the shape. So you're going to inhale the breath, lengthen up. You're going to exhale, just turn a little bit to the right, just a little bit to the right. So when you do this, you begin to feel along the left side of your body. Come back through center, elongate, reset, and then go a little bit to the left. Good. And you may find one side or the other may be a little compromised. Come back to center and go like that. Try and move on the breath. Come back to center and move to the left. Again, come back to center and move to the right. Come back to center and move to the left. Great. Come back to center, pause. You're going to take your left hand on your right thigh. Your right hand's going to come like a kickstand behind you. Yeah, tent the fingertips right behind you on the floor. Inhale the breath. Exhale, you look over the shoulder and gently take a twist. Come back to center. Your right hand to your left knee, thigh area, and take your left hand behind you. Inhale the breath, we lengthen, we're elevated. Exhale the breath, we twist. So the back row here is going to have to scooch a little right, and we're going to have to make room. I'm going to make you a spot right here. Come back to center. Good. Just kind of rock forward a little enough to move the block out of the way. Get your whole bum on the ground now and take your feet directly to the floor. So it's going to look like this. So I did this week, and I thought it was wonderful that I wanted to share. So your feet are going to be like this, okay? Hands are going to come behind the head. Pause. So you're going to lean back just a little bit. Now, you're going to stop at that spot where you begin to feel like I'm going to lose it because you want your core muscles to start to engage. The elbows stay nice and open. Perfect. So that sweet spot you start to feel. Lean back just a tiny bit more, but the second you feel like you're going down too far, you've gone too far. You should feel something beginning to elongate and lock in the core. Hold. The breath is flowing. The elbows are very open. The side ribs are long. Your abdominal wall is beginning to fire. Good. Stay like that. You're going to start to lift your legs. Your legs start to lift. Yep. See if you can get your toes in line with your knees. Yep. So it's right at that spot where you start to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Ujjayi breath. Feet down, hands behind you, okay? Exhale the breath, lift to reverse tabletop. Do this very slowly and subtly. Don't feel like you need to like go deep. The next day's neutral and you're elongating. Lower back down, hands behind the head, lean back. Find that sweet spot. It's slightly uncomfortable. Yep. Pause. More. More. Now lift the legs. Well, that's the spot. That's the weak spot. Because what happens is when you get into boat pose the other way, where your hands are down and then you lift, you go to a spot that's like trained. It's trained to go there. This spot's untrained. So we have to train it. Yeah. Happy. Engage. Neck neutral. 2 more. Feet down, hands behind you, reverse tabletop. Lower down, 1 more. Here we go. So get the feet flat first. Take the hands behind your head first. Then start the lean back. Stop with your feet down. Your feet stay down so you could really get that spot where you feel like you're going to roll, but you're not quite there. Now lift the legs. Now, if you want to reach your arms forward, straighten the legs more, give it a whirl. But don't go back too far. Lauren, you went back too far. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Eyes of the shoulders lift. Breath is flowing. Cross the ankles, step back, down dog. So there's an element of suffering in this practice, right? That you can take it or leave it. I feel like I evolved as a human from suffering, like, but that's what happens when you're, you were born running. Good. So your breath is filling the space. You're taking up a lot of space on the mat right now. You're in this wonderful downward facing dog. You're plugging at the center of the heels down towards the mat. And don't get all caught up if your feet don't touch, because we're all different. The thumbs, the index fingers, the baby fingers are all connected to the ground. Let the head drop, relax the jaw. So really pay attention this morning, guys, to your shoulders in the down dog. Make sure your shoulders aren't pinning up towards your ears. Let your shoulders move away from your ears. Yeah, arms are active and straight. Roll forward to plank position. In one sweet motion, you find plank, and sometimes that requires a little walkout. Your shoulders over elbows, your elbows over wrist, your navel drawing into the back of the spine. Look forward with your eyes. Pin your drishti on one spot. Find the energy from the crown of the head to the heels and from the heels to the crown of the head. And if it's too much this morning, you're nursing an injury, listen to what your body is offering you and modify. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a less challenging practice. It's challenging in a different way. So be open to that. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to a plank. Plank position, one straight line of energy. Feel the sides of your triceps begin to grip in. And when you do that, make sure that you're not going to hyperextension with your arms. Little micro bend is helpful. Zip up the navel to the back of the spine. Fire up your quadriceps, guys. Hug the hips and the ankles in. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe your right leg up and back. If you're in the back row, just be mindful of that little shelf. Come forward, hugging your right knee towards your navel in this plank position. So go straight in right now, right knee towards navel. And when we do this morning, just look forward with your eyes. Your arms are straight up and down. For some reason, your back is feeling sensitive this morning. The recommendation here is to keep your hips up a little higher, okay? Re-extend your right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. Come forward and take your right leg a little bit to the left. Now, when I say a little bit to the left, a lot of times we get overexcited and our hip goes way over. We want to keep our hips aligned. The knee's just going a little bit to the left in the direction of the left tricep. Re-extend the right leg up and back. Come forward, take your right knee to the back of your right tricep. Just in the general direction, same deal. You're not cranking up your hips. You're not going to a hip spasm or a lock. You're just taking it in that direction. Extend it up and back, three-legged down dog. Lower the right foot to the floor. Roll forward to plank. Drop your knees down, everybody, even if you've been practicing for 100 years. Bring your weight forward and lower halfway to a supported push-up. Elbows are sliding right by your side body. So a push-up here in yoga is different than what you do sometimes at the gym. Re-straighten your arms. Lift the knees so you're in plank. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe your left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. So when you lift, try not to just fling the leg up. You're lifting with integrity and purpose. Come forward and hug your left knee straight in. Give it a nice little juicy squeeze. Your arms are straight up and down, and you feel the lift of your hips lift if you need to. Extend the left leg up and back with a little fire, with a little energy. Come forward, take your left knee across the body, just a little bit towards the right. So go right first, or go cross body. Re-extend the leg up and back. Come forward and take your knee to the back of your left tricep, just in the general direction. We want to really work on alignment of our hips and pelvis, so less is more. Re-extend the left leg up and back with some fire. Lower the left foot down. Roll forward to plank position. Halfway to a push-up that works best for you. So you can drop your knees if you need support. Revisit plank position. Gets a little tricky there. Yeah, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Walk your feet forward. Long spine on the inhale. Now your feet can be a little separated. I'm cool with that. Exhale, fold, let your head go. If you're hanging like a wet noodle, like your hands aren't touching anything, please bend your knees. Long spine, come to the fingertips. If your fingertips don't make it to the floor, hands rest on your shins. That's the alternative. Weight is forward, guys. Exhale, fold into yourself, let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. It's tight in here, so you're gonna go straight up towards the sky this morning. Drag it to prayer at heart and drop your arms. So if you're not at the top of the mat, come to the top of the mat. You can practice the entire class with your feet together or separated, doesn't matter. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Sometimes they start separated and come together. Exhale, fold, let your head go. Long spine sets you up. You're gonna step to plank. Step to plank. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog pulls you through your body. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms are straight, look where you wanna go. Step your feet to the top. Long spine when you arrive. Fold in half. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Long spine to set it up. You'll take 2 big steps to get back to plank. Halfway to a push-up, move with ease and control. Drag yourself through an up dog or maybe baby cobra, or take it out if it's not happening today. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step, step, or float to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. It's just yoga. Don't make it any more than that. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Oh my God, imagine if I was like a brain surgeon. Long spine. Step, step to plank. Yeah, I definitely picked the right profession for myself. Up dog pulls you through your body. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Each one gets better. Oh, you do? Alan was looking at that. I don't have a babysitter tomorrow night. Leave her home alone. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step, step, or float. I can ask Noah to babysit, but he's the worst babysitter. He'll like leave in the middle. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Root to rise. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I decided to leave. Drag the hands to, I'm like, you're watching your sister. You can't just leave. Arms are, she's fine. Arms straight up towards the side. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. I mean, that must just be a boy thing. Like a girl would never do that. I hate to say it that way. Long spine. Step, step, float. You got better options. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. So you guys practice a lot, majority of you. Take out what doesn't work. So if you're suffering with tightness or any sort of injuries, take out the push-ups, add more, take out the back bend, change it up, okay? Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. We could bring her to Dark Star. Yeah, we could really scare her. Dive over, bent knees, forward, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. One more, here we go. Arms go straight up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe the right leg up and back, three-legged down dog, sorry. Come forward. Take the right knee across the body. Yeah. Bring it out into fallen triangle. So it's a version of side plank. Yep, right hand down, right leg extends out. You got it. And if this doesn't work for you, just modify with your right knee down in a version of side plank that's known as modified side plank. That's it, Jewel. Perfect. Left hand to the floor, pause. Take your right knee straight in, straight in, straight in, straight in. Look forward with your eyes and step your right foot forward and through into a low lunge. Walk the right foot just a tad to the right for me, okay? Integrate your legs and let's zip it up and come up high lunge, crescent lunge. So when you get to the crescent lunge here this morning, you can soften your back knee. We're going to do a little bit of a different type of integration in a sec. So just start by feeling this crescent lunge. Now, if your hip points are dumping way down, you want to soften your back knee, right? Now, when you sit into crescent lunge, it's important that you're not sitting into your knee. You're sitting into your thigh bone. The thigh slides back into the hip socket and the back left leg is supporting the pose. We've done a little bit of this the past couple weeks. So the hands and the arms can stay up or the hands can come prayer. You're going to drag your left knee up to a standing position. So do it slow. You're going to drag it up halfway. I'm going to stand up tall. The arms can stay elevated. Good. So when we step back today, you're not stepping back into a crescent lunge. You're going to step smaller. So it's like a little lunge like this. Okay. So just like a little baby lunge. So give it a whirl. And you use the power of this tighter stance to step back up and drag the leg in. And it may not be pretty. No one's judging you. You're just working on balance and breath and power. So do it again, a baby step back. So it's a smaller motion where the thigh bone is more straight up and down, right. And there's support. And drag it up again. Do it slow. And step it back. So we're not working on like speed here. We're just working on really fine tuning the body, the breath, the focus. We're going to do it one more time and then change it. We're going to drag it up. And step it back. Good. You're going to drag it up again. So this time when you step it back, you're going to curtsy lunge. It's going to look like this. Because if you notice, we're twisting today. You're going to drag it up. And you're going to step it back and curtsy lunge. 2 more. Drag it up. And curtsy lunge. You got it. 1 more. Drag it up. And curtsy lunge. Drag it up. See, my balance is off. Kim, we're matching. And now you're going to step back, warrior 1. Yep, warrior 1. Now, warrior 1. So you don't judge it. You just kind of like go with it because it's like a little different. Grip your right hip in. Activate your left leg. Yeah. Perfect. Hands to frame your front foot. You're just going to step back, down dog. Step back, down dog. Down dog. Get your shit together. Yep, that's how it works. Breathe your left leg up and back. You're going to come forward. I'm working. What's wrong? Huh? Yeah, I don't know whose that is. We're busy. I don't know whose car that is. It's been sitting there. All right, just give me a minute. Come forward to plank and take your knee across your body. Take it into a fallen triangle. So what do you need? What do you need?
So I have a little kind of behind me.
Whose car? Which car? Seriously? I'm in the middle of it. You have to give me a minute. What happened to David? Okay, give me a sec. Let me get them through to sun salutations. Okay? Yeah. Come back and hug your left knee in. I mean, seriously, I'm good at multitasking, but I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. Hug your left knee in. Step the left foot forward and through. Zip up your legs. Rise to a high lunge. So check in here. What's happening? Are the hips dumping down? Because if they are, what you can do is to start to soften that back knee a little bit more. Energetically reaching your arms up. Soften the shoulders down the back. So it's a good thing here because you know there's a little bit of different movement is to get hold of your breath. Right. So you're going to slowly start to drag your right knee up. So we're just going to do it this way. Drag it up. Flex your right foot. When you step it back, it's going to be a baby step back. Think of your right leg going down to a 90-degree angle. There you go. And then drag it back up with a little power, guys. And then step it back, but it's a baby stance. There you go. And then drag it up, a little bit more energy. And then step it back. Again, drag it up, flex. Let's add in the curtsy lunge. Step it back across and curtsy lunge. It could be a small movement. Drag it back up, hug the knee. Curtsy lunge it to the left. That's it. Hug it back in. So just working on different movement. Curtsy lunge it to the left. That's it. It's a small movement. 1 more. Hug it up. Curtsy lunge it to the left. Hug it up and hold. And then slide back, warrior 1. So step right back. Great. That was awesome. We nailed it. Spin the right ribs forward. Feel the back blade of your right foot pressing down. Sit deep into that front left thigh. If you don't see your right rib, that just means that your right foot probably needs to turn more forward to get you set. Back is sensitive. You want to pitch forward just a tad, and that's going to take you out of your low back. Like everybody just pitch forward. Everybody's back hurts. Bring your hands down to frame your front foot plank position. When you hit plank this time, lower halfway to a push-up. Then pull through an up dog or baby cobra. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold. Chair pose. So you can take chair with your feet a little separated this morning, and that's sometimes a little easier on the low back. That's how I've been taking it for many years. Shoot up to stand up. Use that energy. Drag your hands to prayer and drop your arms. We're going to put it all together. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Then you sit into chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands to the floor, plank position. Chaturanga. Up dog, take anything out that's not working or suiting you. Down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns. We rise together, first warrior. To the floor we go through your variation, not too fast, not too slow, just right for you this morning. Keep the neck neutral. Meet in a dog. I asked my kids if they wanted to see the Tommy show, right? Because it's back on Broadway. They're like, no, we want to go see Drake. I was like, dude, we have like none of the same interests. I was like, that's all my husband. I'm not going to see Drake. I like Drake, but I'm not going to a Drake concert. Sorry, as I step on you. Okay, here we go. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. It would probably be fun. Long spine. Hi. Fold. It's tight in here. Chair pose. I was going to call you. Maybe shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arm. Here we go. Top of mat. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels. Chair. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Real easy. Long spine to prepare. Step or float. Vinyasa. Up dog. I'm moving out of the way. Down dog. Right foot forward. Back foot turns. Warrior one. Hands to frame your front foot. Chaturanga if you're adding it. Up dog if you got it in you. Meet in a down dog. Try not to like run through it. Move slower. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Come on up. Hands to the floor. Vinyasa of choice. It's like multiple choice. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe. Breathing your down dog. One more. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float. Top of mat. Long spine. Fold. Chair. Heavy in your heels. Stick your butt way back. There's always going to be a natural curve in that low back. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. From the top, here we go. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels for chair. Dive over bent legs, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. If you're just going to a dog, that's fine. It's a good opportunity to reset. The right foot lands when you're ready. The back foot turns. Warrior one. Anchor and come up. Back down we go through your version. Listening to your breath. Step the left foot forward. Turn the back foot sharp. Rise. To the floor we go. Chaturanga push-up. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing. The right foot steps, the back foot turns. We cartwheel open, warrior two. Yep, warrior two. Heart rate's up a little. Look down at your feet and just make sure they're not all over the place. Right. Your right foot is forward. Your back left toes turn on an angle. Your right knee tracks over right ankle. Your arms are energized in opposite directions. You can close your eyes if it's available. So notice, like sometimes you start to lean and you start to lean towards the right. You want to try and find some symmetry. Obviously, nothing in our bodies are perfect. Nothing is perfect. So just try and find somewhat of evenness. You roll your right thigh open. Soften the shoulders down the back. So as you hold the poses, things start to creep up. Like energy in the body starts to, it's like a pot of boiling water. Yeah. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. When you do this, be mindful not to slam into the low back. It's just a side body opening. Come back through warrior two. You're going to reach out and slide your hand to the outside of the right foot for the A variation. So block to the outside of that right foot can go low, medium, or high. Arm can also, of course, rest on the top of your thigh. So if the shoulder's tight, what I started doing over the years is knuckling my right fist into the block. And for me, that kind of gave me that separation from the shoulder to the ear and let the shoulder kind of slide down the back. It's just a reminder. Top arm's going to reach straight up or up and forward. You want to roll your right side of your body towards the sky and then grip your right hip in. Yeah. Watch your right shoulder, Kim, that it's not rolling in. Yeah, so what I do for that is I use my elbow like we did last week and kind of press it to the inside of the thigh. If you're not going, yeah, just to kind of remind the shoulder to drop down the back. Yeah. Couple more breaths. You want a strong anchor of your right foot, a strong gripping in of your right hip, and a nice turn of your right ribs. Look to the floor. The left hand comes down. The left heel just naturally needs to peel up off the ground. You're going to spring to the top of the mat and cross your left foot in front of your right. So your baby toes will actually come together. The heels will have a little separation. Have the blocks nearby if you're feeling very inflexible this morning. Come to the fingertips, long spine. If you are hanging like a wet noodle, definitely place something underneath your hands to bring the floor up to you. If not, you'll tempt the floor with your fingertips. Always keep a soft or deep bend behind your knees as you fold. Now you can play with kind of moving your hands a little bit to the left. And then coming back through center and going a little bit to the right. And then coming to center and pausing.
Yeah, because I had like appointments.
Yeah, whose car?
It's a white.
I don't know. It's the white truck?
No, the white truck is mine.
Oh.
I need to
Oh, there's a car behind the white truck. Who parked behind the white truck? What kind of car is it? A Wrangler? A white Wrangler? I don't know. I'm trying to work too. I have a crowded class here. So
somebody need to like that right away. So that's the one.
which
The way.
this white car? Oh, there's another white car. I don't know what that is. There's a white car. I don't know. You got a good forward fold. So to get out of the pose, guys, so annoying. To get out of the pose, we're going to unravel into half moon. You're going to use a block underneath that right hand and bring your left hand to your hip and come to a half moon. There you go. Your right foot is forward, your right hip is gripping in, and you're lifting your left leg up. Now, if you want to add in anything into half moon, it's totally up to you. You can grab and kick and create a little back bend. Lauren, come to your fingertips of your right hand. Yep. There you go. And you can even bring the block up higher if you want. Perfect. And if you fall, you fall and you try again. So Julie, you want to take your right ribs and turn them? Yeah. Great. Release any binds that maybe you added in. Listen carefully. You're going to step lightly back into triangle pose. Triangle pose. So take a nice step back and find triangle. Grab anywhere across the front of your right shin. A block to the outside of your right calf is a good spot. And you lean back a little bit. Now, it's really important in triangle pose that you don't go into your lower back. Zipping up the side body. Feeling your inner and outer thighs kind of gripping together. Feeling your feet on the floor. And it's really the power of the elongation of the side of the body. So if you feel pressure in your low back, you've gone too far in the pose. It's very simple. Keep the neck nice and neutral and just breathe. 3 more breaths. Your eyes to the floor, we'll circle it to the ground. We're gonna lean on our left hand for a brief side plank. You can modify it to traditional side plank before we took a more spirited version of it. Right now, which is a very basic side plank. You can drop to your forearm, that's great. You could stagger your feet, you could stack your feet, you could go back to a modified option. What we're looking for is the 2 hips aligned. So your right hip isn't rolling way open. If the right hip's rolling way open, you're gonna go out of alignment. There you go. Plank position slow. Chaturanga if you've got it in you. Up dog if that's part of the story today. Hips go up and back downward facing. We'll step the left foot forward, smack in between the hands, and we'll cartwheel open to a warrior 2. Warrior 2. And you'll set up here. Wrap that inner left thigh open, track the left knee over the left ankle. It looks good, Nikki. The side body is nice and elongated and long. The shoulders are dropping down the back. And your breath is just feeling the shape of your body. Whatever it is that you're feeling, know that it's temporary. And it's just a feeling. We're lucky to have feelings, right? If you felt nothing, we'd be concerned. I love how Linda's like walking real slow back in here. She's like, it's taking my jolly old time. She's like, I knew that was my car. Yeah. Stay with it. Close your eyes and go inward. They've been given a punishment. No. 3 more breaths just for Linda to get into it. Linda's doing our teacher training, so she'll be tortured enough. Yes. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Come back and find extended side angle. So extended side angle A, I love because it's outside a foot, and a block is wonderful to the outside of the foot, placed up very, very high. Yeah. If that's not calling your name this morning, arm can simply just rest on the top of the thigh. You got it. It's okay, it's okay. It's good when the floor is closed. So guys, everybody in here, pay attention to your bottom shoulder, okay? Make sure it's sliding down your back and not coming forward. Your right arm, it's straight up towards the sky, or you can wrap it up and forward. Sit deeper into your front thigh, create a 90-degree angle ideally, and grip your left hip in. If your arm is wrapping up and forward, that's wonderful, but really make the power like it's a bow and arrow. Now kick up the breath so you can feel a little more. Right hand comes down to the ground. The right heel pops up naturally, and you'll spring to the top of the mat. You're going to cross your right foot in front of your left. The baby toes will come together. The heels will have a little separation. This will not be nearly as long as the last forward fold in this version. So long spine and then folds. So when you fold over the legs like this, it's important you keep your weight forward, not sit back into your heels. Also, you could start to play with going a little bit to the right and seeing if that gives you a little bit more feel. Right. And crawling a little to center and maybe going a little to the left. And then coming back to center and just pausing for a few extra breaths. You'll set the block up before you go anywhere off the edge of that left baby toe. Place it high, get the left hand down. Take your right hand to your hip, and then together we'll unravel the right leg into Ardha. So you're on your left leg, guys, and floating up into Ardha Chandrasana, which is a balancing pose. This requires the left foot to stay forward, the hip to grip in pretty solidly. You can lighten the load of that bottom hand and add in whatever it is that's calling your name. If you're binding, the kick goes behind you and there's a turn of your bottom ribs. Regular Arda, if you added anything. So when you step back, like visualize the triangle and then land light. Move the block with you if you need it, or reset if it didn't work out. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Grab anywhere across the front of that left shin, pull up. It's like you're moving the pant leggings. That's it. So it's about creating a series of triangles in our body, right? Not about going super deep. Eyes to the floor, hands come down. We're going to lean on our right hand for your favorite version of side plank. Right. So if you picked a modified version, go for that again. If you went down to your forearm, that works great. So sometimes it's the right shoulder, the left shoulder that requires you to pop to your hand down. Just stay consistent. Watch that your top left hip doesn't go so open. It's stacked directly over. Yeah, it's a good option. Helen, nice. And wherever you are, you don't beat yourself up over it. Plank position. Chaturanga push-up. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. Good. Look to the top of the mat. You'll step or float your feet there this morning. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So a little bit different spin on our chair with a twist today, okay? We're going to take it on and try it out. The arms are going to go straight up towards the sky. Straight up. You're going to come high up onto your tippy toes, okay? High on your tippy toes. Shoulders drop down the back. Engage your lower abdominal wall. And then you'll start to slowly, now this is the hard part because most of us can't go slow. You're going to come down nice and slow to a kneeling position. So you're going to come down. Your hips will be hovering over your heels. Come down nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Right. You'll drag your hands to prayer. Good. So as you come down, obviously for some of us, we're going to come down lower and sit so we're almost close towards our heels. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. We're going to twist to the right. If you have side curl in your practice, this is where you're going to go because we've done a bunch of prep to set us up. So your arms come down like chaturanga to the side. Ideally, when you come down into side crow, all of your weight on your right leg is resting on your front arm, and this back arm is kind of hanging in space. Most of us have to cheat, and you have to caddy this right arm in. Right. If this isn't for you, you're just staying in this kind of crouching position and twisting. Arms can open if you want more. Yep. Jody sitting on a block. This is a great option if your knees are not with you, like, you know, cooperating. 2 more. Pull around to center. Exhale the breath, hands to the floor, and just fold. Fold over the legs. Let it go. Okay? Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Arms stay active. Come high on your tippy toes. High on your tippy toes. So you're going to come down really, really slow. Obviously, your seat's going to come down and pretty much completely sit on the heels as you get down there to prep for the pose. So come down really, really slow, really slow. If you get down halfway and you're like, this doesn't feel good on my knees, slide a block and just come down and sit on a block. You could take the pose that way. It's the same deal. Drag your hands to prayer. Yup, you just sit on the block. Take the block going the long direction so there's more to sit on. Perfect. Inhale the breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Side crow on this side. Hands can stay in prayer or you can open up your arms. Now this side may be easier or harder for side crow. You can also just come down and just play a little bit. Just play with bringing your weight a little bit forward. Yep. 2 more. Pull around to center. Hands to the floor. Exhale the breath. Fold. Fold. Move the block out of the way. Step to a down dog. When you get to down dog, roll forward to plank. Keep it together, guys. One more little standing pose. Yep, halfway to a push-up. That was your break. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Everything we just did is coming together right here in this moment. Crescent lunge. Keep your arms up, power in that back leg as you come to stand, hugging your left knee towards your navel. Yep, flex the foot. Right hand to the outside of your left thigh, left arm peels back. We twist. Dancing Shiva. If you have the hamstring ability to reach for the outer blade of your left foot with your right hand, please add that in. The leg that you're standing on, that's your right leg, everybody, has to be straight. The leg that's moving forward can have as much bend as it needs to find the pose. Looking sideways in this version, you are even allowed to look a little back. In time, we look back. But the goal is to stand up really powerful on that right leg and not dip back into our lower spine. Pull around to center, arms up, leg up. Arms up, leg up. Giant step back, crescent lunge. Now take that big, bold step, high on the ball of your back foot. Drag your hands to prayer, lean forward, hook the elbow, and let's twist. Drop your back knee if you need a little bit of assistance. Make sure the stance is long enough and wide enough. If twisting doesn't feel great in your body, air twist is a great option, which means you don't have to actually hook. You could just work on keeping the spine really long and straight. Same action, it's happening. Grip your right hip in, activate your back left leg, lean back a little, get the crown of the head to line up with your back left foot. Open up your arms if you want to add that in, or just stay. Three more breaths. Hands to frame your front foot, pause. Keep your right foot where it is. You're going to sweep your left knee behind your right foot and come to sit. This is called Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's a seated spine twist. This is an old transition. Yep, from like 1980. I feel like I've been teaching since 1980. Yes, I was born in 79. Yeah, right hand behind you at the base of your spine. Hook the elbow, or give your leg a squeeze. Inhale the breath, we lengthen. Exhale the breath, we twist. Make sure you're sitting on both butt cheeks and you're not sitting on your foot. Yeah. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, look over the shoulder, we twist. Good, come around to center, fun transition. Plant the hands on the floor. The right foot grounds down. You're gonna come up to a standing split, it's brief. So bring your weight forward, it's fun. Let the head go. Soften the shoulders down the back. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Nice job, guys. 3-foot step back into a short warrior one. Hands come to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. Both legs are straight and arms are straight. Hips are facing forward. We're setting up for twisting triangle. That turn your left toes more forward. Everybody walk the right foot a smidgen to the right. Right hand comes to your hip, left arm stays up, long and powerful, and you start to reach way out and find twisting triangle. Use a block if you feel like, I can't reach the floor or my shin. Most of us need a block, and it's okay. Watch your left shoulder blade. Make sure it's sliding down your back. We've been talking a lot about that today. Keep your right hand on the flat part of your back if you feel like your twisting isn't, a little jammed up. Feel like someone's got you by their hips and they're pulling them back. Right hand to the floor. Step to a dog. Step back, down dog. Check back in rather than checking out. Here we go. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Drag your right knee up to stand. Flex your right foot strong. Try and keep your arms up. Stand strong on your left leg. Left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Peel your right arm back. I think this is a great pose, just staying here. Flex your right foot, Amy. Flex it, flex it, flex it. If you're grabbing onto the outer blade of the foot for dancing Shiva, give it a whirl. You got to stand up tall though. Keep the integrity of the pose. Don't get caught up like I need to go super deep. Pull around to center. Arms stay up with power. Right leg stay strong and bent. Draw the lower belly in. Giant step back, crescent lunge. Try and make it smooth. Hands come to prayer. Nice job, guys. Lean forward. Hook the elbow twist or air twist. Crescent with a twist. Here we go. You just stay up, Nikki. It's fine. I find this with the lower back can be a little challenging. Air twist is the next option, but just stay upright for today. Drop your back knee if it feels like your legs feel like applesauce. Lean back a little, guys. Get the crown of the head to line up with that right heel. Soften your left hip. Less thinking and wondering when will the pose be over. More, I can do this. I can breathe through it. I'm here. I'm present. I'm powerful. 2 more breaths. Hands to frame your front foot, and just like that, it's over. Slide your right knee up and sit down. So your right knee goes right behind your left foot and you come to a seated position for Ardha Matsyendrasana. You got it. Sit so you're even, 2 butt cheeks on the ground. Yeah. Left hand behind you, right arm hooks, or you could just give your leg a squeeze if you feel like you can't hook it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look over the shoulder and rinse it out. 1 more. Inhale, create more space. Exhale, twist it out. Come back to neutral. So try and make this like a dance flow. Claw the mat with your hands. Focus on your standing right leg. Your left leg, sorry. It would be helpful if I gave you the right cue. And then stand up into a standing split. Left leg, right leg lifts. Come to the fingertips, long spine, 3-foot step back. Hands slide to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. We'll reset here. Everybody walk their left foot over to the left, a drop. Left hand stays on hip, right arm reaches big. Inhale the breath. Exhale the breath, come down. Twisting triangle. So if you could slide your left hand to the flat part of your back, and that's going to give you a lot of info, like what's happening behind me. Right, with your body. Rather than looking back, look sideways. Some of you are doing some funny stuff with your head and neck. Your neck is part of your body. So neck straight forward. Straight forward. Don't look back towards me. I'm not that exciting. Look sideways or look up. Two more. Hands to the earth. Down dog. Down dog. Roll forward plank. Go ahead. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Right knee forward, half pigeon. Yeah, I'll put it away. Half pigeon. Yeah, flip onto your back if it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Retraining the body. Retraining the mind. Sorry. I feel like my proprioception is off today. I'm like walking into stuff. I'm right here. Where do you feel the most in this? Well, that's good, better than the knee. But what you could do is bring your right foot in a tiny bit closer to you, just for the alignment base. Yes, and then see if you could then drop down so you're more even. Yeah, I think that's better. Because what I look for is your lower back. And when one side is really, really high, we're trying to avoid that. Much better. Down dog. The left leg feeds forward. Knee slides forward, half pigeon. If you're on your back, you just flip around. Yeah, see how this side is. Yeah, so the shin that's forward can be closer to you if you feel like, first of all, putting too much pressure on the knee is not good in this pose, but also to just keep your low back, your pelvis as even as neutral as possible, which is hard for a lot of you to see. So that's what I'm looking for. Five more breaths. Good. Come up nice and slow. Swing onto your left side. Swing your right leg forward. Feet to the floor. Hands behind the head. Let's go. Here we go. Lean back enough that you feel like you're going to fall, but you're not going to fall, because that's the point, is that you're training these deep core muscles, okay? Elbows nice and open, look up, and then lift the legs. And that's where it starts to get a little funky. You start to feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go forwards or back. You can claw the mat and lower to a low version of this, which is called the low boat. Neck stays neutral. You could claw the ground and crunch back up. It's like rowing the boat. Good. Again, you'll lower. The higher you keep your legs, the less pressure, Nikki, so you can keep your legs straight up, or you can also come to your forearms. Row the boat. That was rocky. Come down, hover. Hover. Neck is neutral, which means you're looking towards the sky. Exhale the breath, drop down. You want to keep going. We're out of time. Hug the knees in towards the chest. We're going to set up for bridge, wheel. Out of time. Kids are texting from school. I mean, all sorts of stuff is happening. Bend your knees. Fingertips skim the back of your heels. Set yourself up for more of a restorative version of this. I've taught yoga for 22 years, and I've pretty much taught every Friday for 22 years. People don't remember still. Yeah. Lift up, bridge. So lay down first, Nikki, and then put the block. Okay, here we go. We're going to continue up into a full wheel. Full wheel. If that's in your practice. If it's not in your practice, just stay where you are. Or elevate your legs. Steer your feet forward, your knees forward. Yeah, feet down first, Chrissy, then put the block, then lift the legs. There you go. 5 more breaths wherever you are. Amy, make the legs so they're more over your hips. Perfect. Exhale the breath, come down. Nice work, guys. If you're on a block, remove the block out from underneath you. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. And reach for the outer blades of your feet. Let's find happy baby to finish off this journey. Happy baby. Hug your knees in. Give them a big squeeze. And slide yourself out into complete rest. Complete rest right now. Shavasana, the master pose. Close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable. Exhale all the breath and just drop down. In the moment of stillness, you get clarity, you get purpose. Most importantly, you get perspective. Take a big breath in. Exhale it all out. Arms come up over the top of the head. If you're ready to move, you move. If not, you just stay down and you enjoy a little longer. Hug your knees in towards your chest. There's no right or wrong way to finish a practice. You finish how it feels best. You rock up your own way, any direction. Sit up nice and tall in this newfound body. It's a fresh start, always. Hands rest on the tops of the thighs. Maybe the hands can gather to a prayer and just feel the effects of this powerful and purposeful practice that always gives you something. Bow your head. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. Sorry for the class distribution, the disturbances of the car having to be moved, but hey, this is life. We deal with it. And I'm here next week for a regular schedule before I peace off to Paris